Ooh, I think I just went live. Okay, guys, let's get the party started. Oh, hey, folks, how you doing? This is Pecktec using some OBS. I'm trying this software out, and hopefully it's coming through okay, and it looks okay. I'm taking a little. I'm taking a little look here. I've got my chat in the window, so if you see or hear something just kind of going nuts, let me know. I'll say hello to all my early people. Wow, how nice. We got the Zen Ginger, Caleb's, Toby Creates, Kevin Jones was in there early. I think he just kind of wandered in off the internet. Hello, stranger from the internet. Label had this open in the background, and you just scared the crap out of me. Boo! Oh yeah, so hopefully this is coming through and it looks okay. I'm playing with the frames. If all this crap is too distracting, unfortunately, I've got a webcam. Okay, I've got a webcam right here, and that is what you're seeing right there. Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. It just disappeared. Where'd you go, webcam? Oh, that's nice. Okay, webcam disappeared. Maybe I can get it back. Maybe. What happened to you? What happened to you, webcam? Alright, I'm not going to mess with this a whole lot. So, I guess the theme of this show, I'll say hello for a second. Hello! Oh, wow. We got a lot of people coming in. That's really nice. It's really nice to see you folks. I don't do a lot of live streams, so I'm hoping that this will be enjoyable to you. I'm going to see if I can throw in another, throw my webcam back online. I don't know why that decided to disappear. Let's see. Let's see if it'll come in there. Yes? No? Okay, we'll just do chats. We'll just make the chat a little bit bigger then. Well, that stinks. The fish tank lasted just about, the fish tank cam lasted just about in time for it all to fall apart. Okay. So, I'll move myself over a little bit. We'll lock all this in and get started. Okay, YouTube. So, this is kind of an odd video because it's why I started keeping fish. And the thing is, I got my first fish tank as a Easter gift, I guess. If I don't know if people really do Easter gifts, but I kind of sold it that way. I told my wife I really wanted a fish tank, and it was around Easter time, so I got an Easter gift, and it was I guess a 6-gallon little Marineland BioWheel 6-gallon tank, and I really enjoyed it. And but I was sad that I could only put like a couple of fish in it. When I went to the fish store, they were nice enough to give me the clue me in as to how much I could really keep in there. And it ended up being like a couple of guppies and a platy. And I decided I wanted something bigger. And I wanted another fish tank, so I got another one. And then I think it was up to about 3 fish tanks. And I was working in IT in Oak Ridge, and I didn't like the job a whole lot. And a friend of mine came to me and said, "Hey, how would you like to sell stuff from home? And I said, ooh, that sounds pretty good. Little did I know. And I took this job where I was making, I guess, about 200. It's about 200 calls a day, selling ERP software, and what that is like really high-end accounting software. I made really good money. Learned a lot of cool tricks about communicating with people, but the problem was that it was very lonely. I was working from home. There's a lot of rejection and that sort of thing. So oh wait, I'm feeling a little parched. I think it's time for a San Pellegrino sent to me by a lovely, lovely Patreon. Oh yes. Very good. Anyway, so I was lonely. I was alone, and I had no really human contact except for people that were not happy to talk to me on the phone. So I got another aquarium, and another aquarium, and another aquarium, and pretty soon I kept getting more. I kept finding more and more fish that I wanted to keep, and then my platies started having babies, and I needed more. So I started off with a bunch of small ones. Like I found a Walmart at the time had put a bunch of their aquariums on sale. So I found all these things for like 25% of what they normally would cost. And I bought, it must have been 6 like little 5-gallon aquariums, and I had them all in a row on this big bench. And then I started going to yard sales and looking on Craigslist. I was picking up used equipment all the time, like 30-gallon tanks. And eventually, like for my birthday, I got a 55-gallon tank. And before I knew it, I had even more tanks than I have now. They were much simpler, and they weren't really planted tanks. Like I might have a plant floated in there or something like that. But I had, I think at one point I had almost 22 tanks. And I don't have a fish room. I mean, you've seen the videos, you see my place. It's just, they're kind of stuck in different areas of my home. So, I literally had them all over the house. And I started watching YouTube. Like I had questions. I had questions that came up, and I started watching YouTube to try and figure out what I wanted to do, answers for certain specific questions. And I've always loved creating. I've been a photographer for years, like almost my whole life. I've done photography, and I wanted to do video really bad. I've always wanted to, but linear editing and nonlinear editing, it wasn't really a thing. So I decided that I'd give it a shot. So I had been working on computers, knew a lot about computers, so I built myself as fast a computer as I could. I found some software. I used Sony Vegas was the software that I used. And it was a good beginner software because it kind of could teach you things. And I started making videos. I uploaded some kind of, I guess I kind of really started, I was kind of infatuated, not like in a romantic way, but I was really interested in our local roller derby team. And I wanted to do, in high school, I'd been a journalist. I'd done a lot of interviews. I wrote a lot of articles and stuff like that. So I thought, well, maybe I can kind of go that route. And so I did. I interviewed all the roller derby girls, and did some work with that. And soon afterwards, I posted a couple of videos of aquariums, and those videos did really, really well. And because of that, I just kept making aquarium videos. For a while, I branched off and made some steampunk videos. Those did the opposite of really, really well. But yeah, but they taught me a lot. Like I learned a whole lot. Like I really started playing with editing and doing different things with the steampunk videos, and they evolved the channel up, and really they made everything. They made everything a little bit better. Like overall, all the videos did better because I learned stuff from those steampunk videos. So even though they weren't super popular, they definitely had a place definitely had a place on the channel, and I'm glad I kind of went through that with those things to, I experienced that and learned a lot of stuff, so I could do better stuff now. Basically, everybody liked the aquarium videos and didn't like much else, and I enjoyed making the aquarium videos, so I just gradually over time did that more and more and more. Now I'm to the point where I'm almost scared to make a video that isn't about aquariums, and it gets tough sometimes. Like, I got super into board games. I mean, I don't think you can really see, but there's this whole shelf cabinet back here is all board games. This is board games all the way across through here and on the bottom. There's another cabinet, small cabinet here with even more board games. I'm a board game freak. Like, I'm a complete fanatic. This is backwards. Okay. This whole cabinet, this whole cabinet here is painted miniatures and stuff. So yeah, I love board games. I wonder if I could scoot. It would look better. Okay. Let me adjust this thing too. Oh, man, I'm sorry. My fish can went out. I'm really pissed off. It's literally worked for like an hour. I've been watching it for an hour. It wasn't great. Like, it would kind of go back and forth, but it did work. Versus now, where it does not work at all. All right. I think I'd like to answer some questions. If you guys got questions for me, go ahead and throw them out there, and I'll take a look through the comments here. 1970s chair. Yes, that was a Goodwill buy that I got, and my wife hates it. I love it. My daughter loves it, so she said if I ever got rid of it, it has to go to her. But yeah, I call it my ugly chair. I did a lot of videos in that chair. Let's see. For a channel like yours, would it make sense to run a partial channel for other interests? This channel now has become a recognized brand. Yes, that's true. And so with the board game stuff, I started Pecktec Games, started a whole other channel, and oh my gosh, compared to like, see, I'm not like a huge YouTuber. I'm not a small YouTuber by any means either, but I'm like kind of in this weird between area, and it's really depressing to make a video and like you get 24 views on it. And that's what the game stuff is. I don't really know where to promote them. I don't really know what to do. Nobody on Facebook gives a damn about anything I do. Even the fish stuff, like my regular Facebook, like I made a Pecktec on YouTube page specifically for people that like this channel and kind of like anything that I do with it. And you can go find me there. If you follow me on Facebook, like regular Facebook, I don't share much because my friends and family do not give a damn about anything I do on here. Let's see. KG Cichlids. How's the steampunk tank? It is doing great. I did an update pretty recently. It hasn't really changed much since then. If the webcam was working, I'd throw it up over there, but it is not. It is not working at all, and that is a pain in the ass. Let's see, let me make this a little longer. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, my water made me burpy. Let's see here. Sup, Sean? It's your bro-in-law, Steven. Hey, how you doing? Well, Steven's pretty cool. I think he's stuck at home like me. Well, looky here, Fish Room Fever says. What do you think, Fish Room Fever? Did I do okay? My weird live stream stuff. Hi, Sandy, Guppy Guru, Fish Room Fever. Hey, okay, they're talking. Why, Pecktec? I don't know why. What? Put out a video incorporating farts and fish. It'll gain some views. Okay. I could probably make that happen. Are you on lockdown with your twin, Sean? Yes, I am. In fact, Charlie pulled a number on me. And you'll see it on Sunday. Yeah, Charlie decided to escalate some of my aquarium goals by a little bit, and it really made me mad. But I guess I'll let it go. He will be dealt with. There'll be no potato chips for him tonight. if you're some of my people on Patreon have already experienced it a little bit in the my botched live stream. I tell you, the Patreon live streams, like, there's this extra set of stuff that you have to do where you take and you share it to Patreon, and so you start a live stream and then you share it there, and there's not as many people watching on there, so I don't, if like there's one person on there, maybe two, like I just kind of go with it and just kind of do it like it's a regular show with no editing. And that was, so I did one today, and basically it wasn't streaming on there at all, and I had to just kind of add it after the fact, and I felt really dumb. Yay! I'm not really great at live streams, but I'm going to practice. I'm going to do this more. I figure I could have a theme, talk about it, and then talk to you guys for a little bit. Let's see what else we got here. Hello. Don't forget, if you have a question, throw it out to me. What's your favorite budget-priced drone? Ah. I don't know. I haven't really bought a budget-priced one. You know, I love the Mavic. Like, if you get the original Mavic, it's probably on sale now. That is a really good drone. It still takes fantastic footage. It's not 4K, or maybe it was 4K. It was great until I drove into a tree. I've got the Mavic 2 with the Hasselblad lens. Have not flown it in weeks. I really need to pull that out and fly it some more. That was another channel. I started Pecktec Air. I got really tired of just filming landscapes and putting music to it. It wasn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be. So I'm kind of saving that for, and I thought, oh, I'll review drones, but I'm not going to buy a bunch of drones. They're too expensive. And the way the rules are now, too, man, the rules really have changed a lot for those. But anyway, let's see. Oh. I lost track. Sorry. One of my local IFGA club members turned me into your channel. He made a great suggestion. Love some board games too. Oh, cool. Check out Pecktec Games. I need more subscribers and like more views. It's so depressing on there. I'm not even lying. Okay. So you always use planted substrate. Have you ever done a dirt tank? I did. You should look at my video called Getting Dirty. And I did a 55 dirted tank. It lasted for a number of years, and for a while it looked gorgeous, and it kind of became a pain in the butt after a while. And I took it down just like last year, but it was a really fun tank. Let's see. Hey Pecktec, I messaged you earlier via Instagram. Recently installed CO2 again. I usually turn it on just before I switch on and turn off the light. Okay, turn it off before I switch off the light. What would you recommend? I would recommend 2 timers, so you don't have to manually do that. And maybe you're just talking about plugging it in, but that's what a pain. I think George Farmer recommends, and he's kind of my go-to person for that. He recommends I think 30 minutes before the lights come on, and then 30 minutes after the lights go off, and that's probably safe. I actually have backwards. I actually have this one. My only tank with CO2. It's like set with the lights, so it comes on when the lights come on, and that's not ideal, but it does work. Love the t-shirt. Yeah. Hopefully nobody gets triggered. It's kind of a weird thing to say, I know, but it fits really well. I like it. Let's see. Let's see. Rules. My husband is a big board game nerd, so we watch both channels. Oh, thank you very much. That's really cool. Stephanie. Let's see. I do realize you asked Pecktec, but you really should be turning on CO2 3 hours before. Wow, 3 hours before the photo period? That seems like a long time. Bunch of fish from my landlord. Pecktec, I inherited a bunch of fish from my landlord's tank, which he wants me to I'm going to make this where I can see a little bit better. Hold on 1 second, folks. Let me make myself a little smaller, make this a little bit over where I can see it. Okay. There we go. I inherited a bunch of fish from my landlord's tank, which he wants me to rebuild. Is there a place where maybe not you, but a community that could help identify them? You know, I'm not sure. I usually ask a fellow YouTuber friend of mine whenever I don't know what things are. You can always there are so many groups now and so many like they used to be all forums. Like Facebook wasn't so huge when I first started keeping fish. There were forums, and you could ask all kinds of different things of the people there. So I bet you could find a friendly forum that doesn't mind you posting some random pictures, and people will jump at the chance to identify it. Because when people know what something is, they love to let you know they know. Let's see. Demingly Angelic. What a cool name. Favorite fluval kit. Okay, so my favorite right now is the Mega Flex. And it's a little expensive and stuff, but boy, is it a cool tank. I really love that. It's probably the first one like with a perfect light. You have to get two. You can't get the stock one. I mean, you can, and it would probably work okay, but two's better. I love that tank. Let's see. They didn't know what yeah. Okay. Gotta jump, but love the videos. Thank you, Guppy Guru. Good to see ya. Reddit Aquarium forums. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Reddit Aquariums is great if you want to, if you're not trying to post your videos. I get kind of upset with them because they want you, if you try to post anything, if you're a creator and you try to get on there and try to post anything, they go, oh, you're self-promoting, and put it off. And I get that to some degree, but man, I just, there are only so many places where you can share your stuff. And especially I feel for people that don't have any audience yet or trying to build up an audience. I mean, where do you go to put your stuff? I wish they were a little bit more open-minded there, but they are good for other things. Kevin Jones has shared a link that will probably help you. Aquarium group support on Facebook. Yeah, I think I'm a member of that group. I'm a member of like 100 groups on there, though. So many. Let's see. Toby says it's been nice being a moderator. Hopefully you're not letting it go to your head. I see a few of these things disappear. Message retracted. But I don't know what that means. So hopefully you're not like being mean to people. Okay, are there any other types of fish you've actively trying to breed? I've got some real pretty endlers that I'd like to breed. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I want to do Galaxy Rasboras, which basically I'm going to put them in a tank with a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to pull them out of the tank. Because apparently they breed all the time. So if I could kind of just put them in some place and get them real comfortable and fattened up for a little bit, and then suddenly pull them out and put them somewhere else, hopefully baby fish will show up. So that's something I'm going to try to do. I really, really want to breed. The pygmy Coreodorus, and I apologize, I can't give you the scientific name, but they're the ones that I keep in my Mega Flex right now. I accidentally got one baby out of them when I moved them over. Somehow I did this video called Flipping the Lawn, where I just took that 20 gallon and I ripped it all the way apart. Somehow a baby fish survived in there and was hatched out. So that was pretty cool. And it's in there somewhere. I see him every now and then. He's really, really shy, very tiny. Let's see. Message retracted means by the original poster, not the mod. Message deleted is by the mod. Oh, thank you very much. See, I'm not very good at this stuff. I think Toby seems like a good guy. Toby Creates is a nice channel. He was recommended to me, ironically, on a channel where I kind of talked about not giving children aquariums, and talked kind of bad about young people in aquariums. And I don't think my message came across quite like I had meant to. And something else too. Oh man, I'm going to get in trouble here on live. Something that kind of meant to say. I think I'm a little okay. So I'm in my upper 40s, like I'm pushing 50. Okay, I don't remember what it was like to be 10 years old. I'll be honest, I don't. I don't barely remember what it was like to be 15 years old. So maybe I should have pushed my age limit. That's probably not appropriate. You know, for keeping aquariums, I probably should have pushed that down a bit. And if I could go back in time, I'd probably make that like 8 or something like that. Because although I still stand by most of what I said, I will admit that maybe there's probably a little broader. There's a broader scope, and a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people have told me that they started keeping fish at about 10 years old, 10 or 11 years old. And, you know, that probably makes sense. I think I said 13, which was, you know, that's a little bit older. I think most adults aren't responsible enough to really keep fish. So it didn't feel bad about saying 13, but maybe I kind of went a little far with that. So I apologize if I offended, especially you, Toby. If I offended you guys. But on that video, people were like, you should check out Toby Creates. And I guess somebody probably sent him there, because then I started seeing stuff. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah. Let's see. I want to get some Galaxy reservoirs too. Always call them Galaxy Danias. Yes. There's like a bunch of common names. KG cichlids, goldfish at carnivals and weddings is a pet peeve of mine. Oh my God, it's such a huge pet peeve of mine. I hate that. And when someone says, "Oh, I want a fish," or "I got a fish at a birthday party," those are the worst to me. Like a carnival, you can avoid. A birthday party is just like, oh, guess what? You own a pet. It's a door prize. That's BS. And I tell you what, man, nothing makes me more angry than having one of my cousins write me up and tell me, oh, they won these, they got this fish as a door prize. It makes me so mad. And my answer is always the same. They'll say, what do I do? And I say, send it back. Hand it back to them. I know that's not really practical. They could get flushed that way. Maybe they're better off coming home with you and you suddenly starting to care about it. It just really makes me angry, and I wish people wouldn't do it. I wish people would shame people that did do it and tell them not to do that. But you know what? What can you do? What can you do, really? Let's see. I encountered that experience the other day. My mom, maybe a 6-year-old, now you have responsibility. They were buying a beta. Yeah. Well, you know, in a weird way, the betas are better than a goldfish, but the beta's beta. They're still not beginner fish, though. They're like a little bit harder to keep than. They need a heater. You can't just stick them in a bowl. Unless you live someplace warm. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments. Let's see. Toby, some kids keep like 20 goldfish in a 10-gallon. Oh, that's true. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of adults doing that. I see. So, in my life, people would find out. They're like, "Oh, you're into fish," and then they want to show me their weird tank. You know, and it'll be like maybe a 20-gallon with a giant full-size Placo and this other one and some cichlids. He goes, there used to be 7 cichlids in here, but they all killed each other. I was like, I don't want to hear these stories. People think it's funny. I don't know. Let's see. Let's skip down. Fish. Being a fish keeper at 11 was not a good idea for me. Pouring shampoo in the tank was a great deal. Give them some of that Aussie. Have you ever kept discus? Would you like to? I'd love to keep discus. And so here at my local shop, all the discus have this label say RO water only, and I think that means that that I should really keep them that way. Now, in the comments section of my videos, when I say, "Oh, I'd like to keep discus, but I don't want to do RO water," people are like, "No, I keep mine in just regular well water or my local water supply and stuff." There's all kinds of answers saying I don't have to do that. I've seen a long time ago, KG Tropicals did a video where supposedly they had found bulletproof discus that can handle that. Remain skeptical. I know those aren't the kinds I can get here, and I'm not going to pay $60 for one to throw in my tank and like abuse it. Especially when it says right on the thing RO water only, and if I'm not going to do that, then I'm not going to do that. So I love them. I'm scared to keep them though, and I don't want to kill it. Plus, the thing is, when I buy a fish and I show you guys, I'm showing a lot of people, and I try not to be real self-conscious about my videos and about what I'm doing on here. I just do what I want to do. But still, I mean, it's like it's like going to a giant amphitheater and going, "Look at this thing I bought," and then you get the crowds booing you. Boo! Only, I don't need that. So I don't do that. And that's not the only reason why. The main reason why is I'm worried. I'm worried that it won't, that I'll kill it. Same reason I haven't bought any more pom-pom crabs. They died like within 2 months, and I just like not get any more until I get some solid answers about what they really need. Let's see. Pecktec summer tubbing this year? I don't recall seeing any Pecktec tubbing videos in the past years. So I have a pond, and I occasionally will throw some fish in there, usually endlers and shrimp, which do really well. And the pond video is next. It's well, not the next video this weekend, but the next week's video. I'm letting some of my plants. I've just added some more plants. We've cleaned it all up. I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit before I move some fish from inside to outside. But again, I want to put some endlers out there. Maybe not. I'm hoping that I have a couple more babies from that female that I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to stick them all out there and just sort of grow them out, see how many of those things I can make over the course of the summer. Maybe I'd love to put some bettas in there, like, and see if they'll breed like they would in the wild. But I need a lot more covering. I'm afraid the birds come right in there and eat them all. So, yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Let's see. I did my first live test late last night, 3 nights ago, so maybe the tech issues were embarrassing. I know a 10-year-old who puts out pro videos. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got more time to figure it out. I mean, it took me getting furloughed to sit and figure OBS out, but this is kind of neat, isn't it? Like with all the little thick screens and stuff. I wish my stupid camera was working. I don't know why it just stopped working. I wonder if I could unplug it and plug it back in. Okay, you guys are gonna get a good close up of my shirt here. I'll pull this up a little bit. Maybe it just came unplugged. Probably knock the whole stream off. So proud of that at first. And it just died on me. Let's see here. Oh no, I did the wrong one. Shit. Oh my goodness. Let's try this again. Display capture. Okay. Oh god. Let's move that over to display 1. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. move this over here a little bit. Oh my gosh. There's nothing like watching me flounder live. Okay. Move this up here. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Why did I even try that? All right. Let's see. Depends on what type of water the disc was raised. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Let's go back up here. My brother is 21, and he's the one that started the fish hobby in my house, and now I'm doing all the water changes. He got you. He got you, didn't he? But as an adult, beta fish quickly learned unethical to keep in a tiny bowl. Okay. I'm sorry, I probably missed some other part of that. Kevin. Can't find aquarium groups. Okay. Pecktec. Goldfish are probably the most mistreated fish in the hobby. Bettas are close to second. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're really tough. They can take a lot of abuse. It's tough. It's tough. And my main rant, that was like the closest I've ever come to a rant on a video. And I think I had one cousin too many come to me with some seeking advice and then completely rejected it. So it made me mad. I made a video about it. Let's see. I guess the water quality changes as much from place to place. Everyone's going to have different ideas for what fish will live in their water. Yeah, I think so too. People are just not. I don't know. I think people are so encompassed in their own thing that they don't realize things are different everywhere you go. KG Cichlids. I bought a $100 Frontosa, and it got caught in hollow decor, thrashed around for what must have been a long time, ended up dying the next day in a tank. I transferred. Oh no! Oh, that's so bad. Like, yeah. I have not bought a fish that's quite that expensive. I guess Mr. Tubes would be the closest. He was like $80-something for him, but oh my gosh. And when he started thrashing around and biting his tail a couple of weeks ago, oh my god, I about died. I swear to God, I had a heart attack. Everybody's commenting on that little trippy thing I did. Oopsie. Fishy Fun 57 Pecktec. I thought I was safe doing a stream test at 3 a.m. Mountain. Found out fast. The fish fam never sleeps these days. Well, that's because a lot of them are in other countries. So what's 3 a.m. for you might be 3 in the afternoon for them. Or whatever. So there's all times of day. There's people from all over the world. In fact, tell me where you are in the world right now. I'd like to know. Let's see. We're always watching. Oh my goodness. Oh. Looks like we got, 85 people on here. That's really cool. That's really cool. I don't do this a lot. I probably should do it more. Are there any topics that you guys would like to see? I'd like to know that too. My husband and I play a new game during lockdown. It's called "Why Are You Doing That Way?" And there are no winners. Oh my gosh! I think the quarantine thing is quickly letting people know if they really can live with their spouse or not. Let's see. Where we got? We got Chicago, Indiana, California, Dallas, Texas. Kevin just hit that like, and I agree. You should hit that. Ireland. Speak about planaria. Blah 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 blah. Oh, let's see. Why don't we just look that up? Make sure. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Here's a scholarly article for you. Flatware. Okay. Planaria. I wanted to make sure that we were talking about the same thing. Okay. So, uh, I get a lot of those kind of worms in my tanks that have mostly shrimp in them. Anytime I've got shrimp or a bunch of small fish that don't eat them, they'll show up. But they're not. I think they're kind of a non-issue. Madison, Wisconsin. Have you had worm problems in your tank? So what I have had, I don't like those worms, and I see them every now and then. So what I do is I started putting fish, like some sort of predatory fish that are small that like to go after those. And my favorite is the scarlet batis. They don't bother a lot of my shrimp. They'll eat baby shrimp. So if you're trying to breed them like real hard, I wouldn't keep them in there. But yeah, they'll go after those worms and eat them. Let's see. Does it stream? Of course, does it show? Have you had Madison, Wisconsin? Oh, I love that place. I used to go to a convention there called TeslaCon. Oh, wait, that was in Middleton. It was close to there. It was Wisconsin. TeslaCon. Connecticut, Ohio, Pecktec. Will you be doing the Rachel Leary Tank Challenge? Yes. Yes, I think so. And I think this one will go down and the Tank Challenge will replace it. But the contents of it may be my part of the challenge. Let's see. England, Burbank, California, Eastern North Carolina. Have you ever bred pygmy cories? By accident, I have. I'd like to do it on purpose, and maybe I'll try that very soon. As soon as it gets warm enough, I could kind of do stuff in my garage, and maybe that's the only place I got to branch out into. I don't want to put much more in here, but maybe in my garage I can do that. Phoenix, Arizona, Area 51. Oh, that's good. Hey, free the aliens for me. I think they're out of this world. I'm in Alberta, Canada, eh? There were Americans watching, not just not Aussie. My laptop keeps dying. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. My laptop died 2 weeks into quarantine, completely died, and now I'm working on a computer that I thought I was about to mothball and sell, and thank God I kept it, or there would be no videos. I can't afford to fix it because until the furlough is over, but maybe over soon, which is good. Hello from Ann Arbor. Hey, wow. Antarctica for now. Whoa, yeah, I don't believe you. Wanaditi. Wow, that's pretty cool. Paul, thank you so much. Nice seeing you. Thanks for answering. You're very welcome. And I really appreciate it. That's really nice. Thanks for the tip. That's probably all I'll make on this video. Oh man, the AdSense stuff. Like Google doesn't, or YouTube does not pay well. Like you can't get into this to make money. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know. I've seen some people make a lot of money like with their ad revenue, but I think you got to get in the millions of views before it starts to really pay out. The Mister and I are essential workers, and even we are getting on each other's nerves. He keeps nagging on me to make the tanks more beautiful. So, would he rather have toilet paper or more plants? If you have enough plants, you can kind of do both. That would be wet. Oh, the kind of the wet wipes. Oh my God, I can't believe I went there. Oddball Clocks. Hey guy. Essex, UK. Very cool. I think I saw that in a Doctor Who episode once. They went to Essex. Oh, I'm from Colombia, by the way. Oh, hello. Already done it. Let's see. I use sparkling grommies for planaria in my shrimp tanks. Oh, I've got a bunch of those too, so that's good. Let's see. Toronto, Ontario. So I hate my 15-gallon Fluval Flex pump. What should I look for as a replacement? I wish my Amazon page was still up, or I'd throw out some links. Maybe if you come back to this video afterwards, I'll throw a link in the description for like a decent pump. It's small, but I use it. I bought like 20 of them at one point. I use them in everything, and they're just a little bit. They're probably a little bit bigger and better ones. I'll shop around and see if I can find something better. You can just clean it. Like you got to take that front part off and clean it. If you look at the update I did for this thing just a few weeks ago, I took one apart and I cleaned it and put it back, and it works great. And it'll work great for a couple of weeks, and it'll start to clog again. Can try removing that little sponge. It would last a little bit longer. So, let's see. Pecktec, do you feed land-based plants from the water? Do you feed the land-based plants from the water changes? I'm not sure I understand that. I don't add any supplements. The water changes do add minerals and stuff to the water that the plants need. I'm from the United Kingdom. Sorry you didn't get to hang out in Maryland. We missed you. Oh man, I wanted to go so bad. I really wanted. I was so disappointed. I was so on the fence about going. I just couldn't do it. What's my go-to food? I love bug bites. So Fluval sent me like a case of those things, and it took forever to go through them. But all my fish really like it. They really, really like it, and I like some of them. The tropical blend, which you can crunch up. I like the ingredients list doesn't have a lot of crap in it until later on. I think after that it'd be like omega-1. And I don't do medical advice. I don't do food because there's just too much contention, and I'm not an expert. And I hate giving advice, but that is what I personally use. Now, my aquarium box was sending me all kinds of different kinds of food. And especially now that I'm locked down, I still have a box of it. So the stuff that hasn't expired out, I like the Sarah food for the most part too. It's got a lot of fillers in it. Some of it does. So you got to look at even the brands you like, just look at the back of it. And if the first 3 ingredients are stuff that you don't think fish would eat, then just don't get it. A lot of people say that generic fish meal as a first ingredient isn't great. I'd say it's okay, but really a named fish meal like salmon or whatever named fish is better, because I think you're getting a little bit more pure product. But that's my opinion. It's an opinion from a stranger on the internet, as IFG likes to say. Wow, so many people. Hey, Haley. Let's see. I'd take that as permission to get a bunch of new plants. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Essex has the human ick vaccine working on monkeys. Okay. I need to go do some homework. Oh, see ya, Turtis. Good morning from South Australia. G'day, mate. It's good to see you. Hope if you throw a shrimp on the barbie, it's not from your aquarium. How'd I do? Probably bad. Every time I try to do an Australian accent, it comes out like a pirate. Not very good at it. It's embarrassing. Let's see. My pump failed. Oh, that's bad. Is there any fish you brought? Is there any fish that I bought that I've regretted? Yes. I bought that cichlid. Oh my gosh, I hate the on the spot thing because I can't. Oh, I can't remember. A parrot is a parrot cichlid. I bought him. Beautiful, beautiful fish. He was in the 210 for a while, and I had to take him back because he just did nothing but attack every other fish that was in there. And it really got on my nerves. And when he started really picking on Mr. Tubes to the point where he never came out of hiding after that, I decided that was enough, and I let that go. So yeah, I have regretted him. I took him back to the pet store is what I did with him too. I just took him back to the pet store and hopefully he found a good home. He wasn't there within days. I'd raised him up pretty good. He's really fat. Which people love with fish and hate with people. Let's see. What's the next project? Probably replacing this aquarium. Well, I'm working on the pond right now. Then this thing will be next. Taking it down and replacing it with the aquarium I was going to bring to the big fish deal, but could not. I'm sending them a donation. I'm waiting on my Trump bucks to come in. So the government pays me. I'm supposed to get like a bonus. I get like a yearly. Well, I get a bonus from work. It's going to come in installments, I guess now. And when I get my first installment, I'm going to pay them back. Give them I don't know. I'll give them a couple $100 for that aquarium, because that's probably all they would have made. Because I would have taken it up there and they would have auctioned it. I don't know how much it would have ended up making. Probably, I'm guessing $200 or $300. I'm going to try and give them that. And in exchange, I'm going to just use it myself. The sponsor that gave it to me said that they really like me to put that on my channel. Let's see. Pecktec, do you feed your houseplants from... Oh, yes. I'll take a cup. I usually take a cup of water out, and I'll top off the plants and stuff. We don't have like a lot of house plants like some people do, but yes, I'll take a cup out of the top of the tank, and we've got a couple of trees, like real small spindly trees. There's one that Holly and I have had. I think she had it when we got married and moved in together. It's like a little palm tree, and that's lived next to all my aquariums. And anytime I pull filters out, like I used to have a bunch of hang on the back filters, and I'd pull the inserts out, and I'd put them in the plants to drain, so just drain all their stuff in there. But I'll take cups of water out and I pour them in there, and I throw all my I throw anything like any algae or I guess I said it right, any algae I get if I'm pulling out stuff out of aquariums and cleaning them up, or plants that I'm pulling out leaves and stuff. I always just throw them in those plants and let it collect in there. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Sharon says she loves my videos, and I appreciate that. Let's see. Good night from Sweden. Good night, Anders. It was nice to meet you. Hello from Cleveland, Tennessee. Hello, Cleveland, Tennessee. I think it's supposedly going to storm later. Hopefully you're okay where you are. Swedish. Oh, Swedish accent. Now the only real Swedish accent I know, I guess, is the Muppet, the Swedish chef. That's as close as I get. Is there a way to stop peace lily from growing out of the tanks? No, they are enormous. They're enormous plants. You can't stop them. You can't stop them. Let's see. Parrot is no fish to promote due to the breeding. Oh yeah. See, I don't. A lot of people, the people that know cichlids and stuff, they have really strong opinions about hybrids. It turns out, and I didn't realize that till I showed. I mean, I just thought it was kind of cool. I didn't even realize it was a hybrid fish. And one thing you'll learn about my channel is I'm a hobbyist. I'm just like you. I've learned a lot, and I'll share all the stuff I know. I think I know enough to steer you the right way about most things. I definitely can grow plants. I can't point the right direction, but I can grow plants, and I can do a lot of stuff. But I don't pretend to be an expert, especially because there's so many areas to be an expert in. I mean, you can know a whole lot about guppies, but not know anything about cichlids. And frankly, cichlids, I keep a lot of the dwarf ones, But most cichlids fight all the time, and that really bugs me. Like, I hate having conflict in my aquariums. I want them to be zen, I want peace. So I don't do that. So I don't know a lot about cichlids. And I didn't know a lot about hybrids, and boy, did I hear about it. How many tanks do I have running? Let's see. I've got these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 right now. 13 aquariums going right this minute. Let's see. Have I ever had a blue ram? I got 2, and okay. Have you ever had a blue ram? I got 2 ram, and I like to know how to keep them. They like to be warm. They are not picky about food, or mine weren't. If you got a male and female, they like to. They usually like a big flat rock to lay eggs on and stuff. They will run, if they're breeding, they will run other fish around your aquarium. And they can't, like, if you want to try to breed them, you're probably better off. And you can keep them in like a 10, 20-gallon tank without it being too bad if they're alone. You can keep them in there, and they might breed for you. They're pretty neat fish. They're one of my favorite fish. If you can tell by my logo, that's a steampunk ram right there. So, let's see. Hopefully no storms here. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, I know. It's like the best. Hello from Seattle. We love your channel. Thank you so much for all you do. Got into the hobby because of you. Thank you very much. I hear that now and then, but I don't really understand what that means. Like, maybe they saw a video for an aquarium and decided, you know what, I want to keep fish. Or maybe I helped you, with a problem or something like that. I think it's really sweet. I always wonder, like how I did that. Let's see. Do people know which fish hybridize to produce the parrot? No, I sure don't. I'm sure someone in here might. My swords grew out of the tanks, and now it flowers again. Spring here now. Wow, that's really cool. Do you make your own background music for your videos? No. And well, okay, I used to. If you look at my really old videos, I used to make it with there's some app that I had on my iPad and my phone, some Apple one, and you could make take mixes and make your own music, but the copyright stuff started grabbing them. Like, they started going, oh, this little clip you used, that belongs to blah blah blah, and I can't prove that it is or isn't. And fighting the power is tricky. So I started, and then I got into other YouTubers that had music and stuff, and I started looking for that kind of stuff and copyright free music, and it was a real pain in the butt. Like, I've got a whole lot of demonetized videos, or videos with ads running on them that don't go to me because I put some copyright free music on there, and then somebody claims it, and I'm not going to go to court to prove it. So what I use now, if you're a YouTube creator, if you go into the studio, there's an audio library, and that's all the stuff that's safe to use. Sometimes there's conditions, like all the Kevin MacLeod music and stuff. I usually have to put a little thing in the description, and they will get you for that. If you don't, you have to put a little blurb in the description that makes it okay. But I tell you, I did know my theme song was composed by Jamie Gutierrez, and I think he had a really cool. He did a lot of really cool music videos. He's from Spain. He and his brother Joe do all kinds of great videos. I think they actually switched into a channel called Destination Tips or something like that. And it's a lot of stuff like things not to do in certain countries, and it's kind of neat. They're real funny brothers. But Jamie was super, super talented, and I paid him $100 to make my theme song, and it is my favorite theme song ever. And when I get excited every time I hear it. I love it. So, well, I really enjoyed it. Fishroom Fever, pizza fun for the next game night. Glad to see you're doing live streams. Thank you so much. What a nice guy. Fishroom Fever is a great channel. They do cool live streams. I want to get on one of your live streams sometime, dude. I was excited. I'm excited to see what. I'm excited to get on a show with you. You did a trivia contest. I didn't respond in time, unfortunately, to get on there with you, but that sounds fun too. All right, now I've completely lost track. Let's see. Do I do many breeding projects? Not intentionally, no. I know a lot about Sinclair discus. Okay, cool. How are the pom-pom crabs died? They died quick, so I haven't gotten any more just because I want them to live, and I don't know what the magic combo is for that. So I'm just and I don't see them a whole lot. I'm gonna try again with pom-pom crabs, but I'm trying to do a little bit more research, and it's really hard to find out solid information on it. I suspect that although they're sold as purely aquatic creatures, that they need to get out of the water. So I noticed during water changes, mine would crawl to the top of a piece of driftwood and stuff that I had in the tank, and it would kind of hang out there until I filled the tank back up, which tells me that maybe they needed to be out of the water a little bit more. So, yeah, definitely consider that if you're getting some. Let's see. Hot and clean water for rams and more females than males. Yeah, that sounds right. Of those, how many are you injected with CO2? Just one. I'm never going to figure this out. Just the 20 gallon. If you look at the Into the Woods playlist, you'll see everything I've done with that tank. And it's the only one on CO2 right now. The 27 gallon cube was on CO2 up until maybe 2 years ago. When I redid the floors, I just didn't add CO2 back. Let's see. Let's see. Do you have multi-tank syndrome? Oh, I think so. I think perhaps, yeah. I have fish tuber syndrome, which means I'm always looking for more stuff to talk about. So it's really that and multi-tank syndrome together kind of feed into each other, and I end up with a lot of projects. I also end up redoing stuff that may be a little too early. Like I could probably live with this tank for a little bit longer, but I got some scratches on the glass that really bug me every time I see it. And I got the new tank that will fit exactly on this stand, like perfectly on the stand. It's a little tall, so I might have to rearrange some stuff over here, so maybe get it so it's like between these two guitars, or take this guitar down, or swap it with one of the other ones. Put a ukulele up there, something shorter, or just take this stupid thing down. I can't play those guitars. I don't know why they're there. Let's see. I'll be Diane's selling wood. Good for you, Diane. I have 3 pairs of rams and 3 15-gallon for. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of rams. I got into the hobby after seeing your Fluval Flex videos. Bought a Flex 15-gallon and stocked it with Betta, Autos, and Cherry Shrimp. Tank's a total jungle. Very cool. That's awesome. How can you tell female from male in the blue rams? Well, the male has the first couple of fins are a little bit longer, kind of like an Indian headdress, and they're a little bit longer. And also the females, especially when they're ready to breed, their bellies get kind of pinkish and red. All right. Oh, hold on a second here. Let me I need to, I want to see, how long have I been running? So it feels like it's been a little while. And my little window for my, well, my live stream is gone. Where is it? I might not be able to cut off my live stream. Let's do a new window. This is funny. Let's see. Give me just a second, folks. Get into my studio here. I'll look over here. Oh, I forgot. If I move that, then you can't see it. So let me maximize this thing so I can read it. Okay, people excited when they're, let's see. Your videos helped me get back into the hobby. Thanks for doing what you do, sir. You're one of the best doing it. Oh, man, what a nice thing to say. There's a lot of people doing this. That's a really nice thing to say. People are excited when their plants bloom, but old knowledge is the plant puts out so much energy to bloom, it doesn't grow as much. Thoughts on this? Wow. I pinch my flowers off. Gasp. You know, I love it when my Anubis bloom. That's about the only plant I have that really blooms a lot. And they'll put out their bloom, but they don't look good very long. So I do let mine come all the way out just because I think it's pretty to have flowers in there. And I like how the different types of Anubis or Nubius, I like how the different ones, like they grow at all these like different size and shapes. They're all the same flower, or it kind of looks like the same flower, but they're all these different sizes and shapes. And I always think that that's really interesting. Let's see. All right. You're looking great. Oh, thank you very much. Bebop says, I'm looking great, bro. What happens if you get demonetized on a channel that's not monetized? Well, that's a good question. I have no idea. Very good question. Yes, I agree. Females has diamonds on the back. Spot males don't. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't noticed that. I'll have to check that out. Give you an update on Mr. Tubes and KP's saltwater. Okay, KP's saltwater aquarium is no more. It's been no more for a long time. She had a heater malfunction in it, and she just bought some fish too, so it was really sad. But it died, and then she moved to college just a few months later, so we didn't redo it because she went to college, and there was no room in the dorm for it. She lives in an apartment now, still doesn't have a lot of room for it, and doesn't have time to really keep it up. So she's still got all the tank and all the stuff, and she's going to reset it probably at some point, but she hasn't yet. Oh yeah, so it has been about an hour. Let's see. Hi from Greece. Wow, that's cool. Pecktec talked to Tommy at Shrimp Fever, Toronto, Canada. He imports pom-pom crabs for several years now. He is a wonderful for. Oh, I will definitely check that out. Thank you very much. Tommy at Shrimp Fever, Toronto, Canada. All right, I'm going to make a note of that. Thanks, Pecktec. I just went basic and wanted to look cool in my early freshwater days. Just keep Java ferns. The CO2 tank was repurposed. Okay. So glad that I subscribed to your channel. It's given me the inspiration to start doing this for myself in a similar fashion. Oh, thank you very much. You rock. No, you rock, Diane. Uh, Hi from Augusta, Georgia. Hello, Georgia. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and Columbus, Georgia, briefly. And whenever we were in Columbus, Georgia, and we'd drive over the bridge to Phoenix City, my first wife would yell, "Phoenix City! I'm not going to Phoenix City!" That's a Driving Miss Daisy joke. I'm sorry. Okay. The Amazon blooms and grows all over the tanks, so no problem here. Okay. Do you have to put dirt in your tank for live plants to grow? I have just rock in my tank. Yeah, you're going to need some kind of substrate. Maybe not dirt, but I use soil, which is a little bit different, like the aqua soils and the fluval stratum and stuff like that. Those are all kind of soil based. You can do a lot with root tabs and sand, like the playground sand and stuff like that, or pool filter sand. A lot of people swear by that, but if you go the Dustin route, like Dustin's fish tanks, he does that like topsoil stuff, organic topsoil without any kind of poison in it. Like you got to get specific types, but you could take that and then cap it with aquarium sand, and that supposedly grows plants like crazy, but it can get a little messy. It can be quite a bit messy, but it does work. Let's see. How's the 32 Flex doing? It's doing great. Still getting some algae in there. Still getting that hair algae. I usually fight that for like my first year or two with a tank. Usually like 2 years. And if I can get the plants really going well and the fish kind of balanced out, it always ends up working out. Are there aquarium haters that don't cap out and kill everything in the tank? I'm sure. Macrobacterium, whoa. Cherry shrimp is staple in all my tanks that has no big fish in it, like cichlids. Yeah, I keep cherry shrimp in all kinds of tanks. Like I have so many of them, they kind of end up in all these tanks, and I'm keeping them with bettas right now, which I didn't think would work. Now I don't suppose they're having children, like they're probably babies getting eaten, but the adults seem to be surviving, and like in the one next to me that you can't see, I'm pointing at nothing. The one over here next to me with the face in it, that one, yeah, nobody seems to mess. They don't see the betta doesn't seem to mess with the shrimp in that one. Oh. Thanks for all the content. I will check back soon. Thank you very much, Label. Old Milwaukee does great with endlers, neon. Yep, I keep mine. I mean, I've kept mine with rainbows, like full-on adult rainbows, and I could not believe they didn't eat them. Maybe since they were in there since babies, I don't know. It's not like they have any affinity for each other. Hi, what do you think of UV? I think it's sterile. UV sterilizers are really cool. I thought about putting, since I got a canister on this thing, I thought about putting a UV sterilizer on there. That might be a project to do soon to see if it kind of helps with the algae a little bit. If I get ick, I only have gotten ick maybe 2 or 3 times in the past 8 or 9 years. But if I ever get ick, I have an internal filter that's got a UV sterilizer inside of it. I always throw it inside the tank. I let it run for like a couple of weeks, and it kills it. So I keep one around just in case there's a problem. Let's see. With a pH controller. Hello from Norway. Hello, Norway. Christopher. Pecktec Games. Oh, thank you, Toby. Seen that too. Adults go fine, but not seeing any baby shrimp. Yeah, you probably won't. Like the big secret with keeping shrimp, and I learned this on LR Britt's channel, and well, I kind of was doing it anyway, but he definitely solidified that it's what works is to have a nursery. Like you got to have. He does like piles of rocks, which I was like, oh, that's pretty smart. So he does these slate rocks or piles of rocks, and the rocks have a lot of area inside, like a lot of gaps and places for little babies to kind of run around and go, and the bigger shrimp can go in there too. And so even if there's fish in the tank, the shrimp kind of go in their little sanctuary there, and they can have all the babies they want, and the baby's got a place to go and hide. Yeah, you can do the same thing with Java moss. Java moss is so thick the fish can't swim in it, and so it just turns into like a little highway for the shrimp, and that's really cool. Keeping a big wad of Java moss, or maybe rocks or some other kind of terrestrial thing for the fish to crawl around in. That's probably going to be your best bet for keeping them alive, no matter what fish you keep them with. Maybe even letting them breed to some degree. My favorite fish food brand right now is Bug Bites. Never hear you talking about Amano, Sean. Amano-san. Yeah. Takashi Amano. I got a book of his. George Farmer shows it all the time. I have the exact same book. I did do a video with that, showing that book and talking about it. I got one of those early on, and I absolutely adore his stuff. Like, especially as a photographer too, as a person that started off in photography. He's like the Vidal Sassoon of aquariums, and that he's got his own brand. He's got his own brand of stuff. I was very sad when he passed away. Still a little upset about it, but a huge inspiration to me and my stuff. My stuff is so out of his league and out of the league of those. I don't know. I think I could eventually get to where he's at, but man, trying to mimic his stuff, like if I was going to buy the same stuff that he used and stuff, I could never do it. It's just too expensive. God, it's so expensive. I'd love to have a budget. Like if somebody wanted me to do an aquascape like that and like try to, use all the same things, I think that'd be great. It'd be really cool. Let's see. How can you tell the difference between male and female molly? Oh. Okay, so it's just like the male and female guppies and platies. The males have a fish penis. Basically, it's a modified fin that kind of turns into almost like a tube with a hook on the end, right? And the females have a fan. So right at if I were a fish, I'm not going to do that. Right at the bottom, like the anal fin, if it's a fan, it's a female. If it's something that kind of looks like a stick, we'll call it a stick. If it looks like that, it's probably a male. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm kind of getting worn out. This is oh wow, this is probably one of my longest live streams ever. I won't let this go too much further. I'll come back and do some more live streams, but I'm probably going to have to cut this one off. That's assuming I can even find the web browser. If I can find my web browser that has oh, there it is. Okay, good. Oh, this is actually a little nicer. Let's see. This tank has a lot of driftwood. Okay. Thanks for your help with my 10-gallon tank and my RAM. I have a 5-gallon tank to wait a bit. I'd like to put shrimp in it. Is that okay? You can keep. I keep my 56-gallon has a German blue ram, and it doesn't go after my shrimp at all. I can't say that all, like, no babies will be safe. Like, a fish will eat whatever goes in their mouth, but rams have very small mouths. So you can get away with a lot. Um, you know what? I think I'm going to call it. You guys have been fantastic. Have a great night and scroll back up for my comments. Peace out, Diane says. Thank you, Diane. I will read. I'll go back and read all the comments, and I'm sure I'll regret missing a bunch of them too. You guys have been terrific. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. I'll do this again real soon. This Sunday, I've got a video. Charlie's making an appearance. Charlie comes in and kind of like really wrecks my plans. So, and that's at the end of the video. So be sure and watch it all. All right. Till next time, you know what I'm going to say, right? Follow your bliss. Keep a clean tank. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.